Before we get into the video, do not forget to like, comment and subscribe. So when we think about callous and vindictive murderers, we usually paint these kind of people as gang members or teenagers whom come from a broken home. But the fact of the matter is this: killers come in all ages and sizes, and I say that to say this. So a mother and grandmother, Corinna Baines, inflicted unbearable pain on her elderly husband by mixing 3 1kg bags of sugar into boiling water, and then she threw the hot and sticky mixture over his body while he slept. Now let me just put this into a clear context for you so there's no illusions. Corinna Baines and her elderly husband were married for 38 years at the time of the attack, and she was his carer as his health was already declining rapidly. Michael Baines, when he was subjected to this torture, he was 81 years old, and he had suffered severe and blistering burns to at least a third of his body. Now normally what happens is, when you do something so stupid and crazy, you usually snap out of your senses and you're like, oh crap, look what I've done. But unbelievably, Corinna Baines, when she threw the bubbling mixture over her dear husband, she left the 81-year-old to scream in agony, cry, whimper, wince as the sugar and water stuck to his skin. Then what she decided to do was prolong his agony even further by venturing off down the road to a neighbour's house, 9 doors away. She knocked on the neighbour's door and told a person she was not close with, while sobbing, she said, and I quote, I've hurt him really bad, and I think I've killed him, unquote. Now these sobs were not one of regret. It had to be out of satisfaction or sheer relief, because an attack of this magnitude is not a spur of the moment attack. This was planned. She actually thought about inflicting severe injuries onto her husband. Corinna Baines boiled a kettle, poured the boiling water into a bowl, and then boiled the kettle a further 2 more times, before adding 3 bags of sugar, and then she mixed the sticky concoction together. Now police believe the murder was caused by such a silly reason. On the 13th of July, the day before the murder, Corinna was out with her daughter, whom Michael is not the father of. Now bear in mind the daughter is an adult also, and there was an argument over the phone. Her husband had grown impatient with Corinna being out all day with her adult daughter and wanted her to come back home. Now because of his choice of words, or lack of patience, or his tone, Corinna was livid with her husband, and right there and then she decided she was going to get retribution, and her retribution was to throw boiling sugar water over her sleeping husband. Again, 81-year-old Michael Baines was asleep when he was attacked, and he suffered unimaginable pain. The mixture stuck to his arms and torso, it covered 36% of his body, and when police found him, he was almost delirious with pain. Michael Baines spent 5 weeks in hospital before dying, and he fought until the very end. As for Corinna Baines, she was initially charged with grievous bodily harm, but when Michael died in August, the charges were upgraded to murder, and this evil witch of a woman pleaded guilty to manslaughter. Couples argue, and that's a given. If you aren't happy with your husband, then leave, and vice versa, but don't attack a person you claim to love when they are asleep, defenceless, and on top of all that, his health is deteriorating rapidly. People know sugar placed in water makes it vicious. It's almost like a sticky syrup. It becomes thick and sticky and sinks beneath the layers of the skin. Now this was not an accident. Corinna Baines knew she wanted to make her husband suffer unimaginable pain, and she knew exactly how to do this. The witch is due to be sentenced after being found guilty of murder. Stay safe, safe.